Hi everyone, this is Jim Egan, head of school, Synapse School, with a Friday update. It's St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of those who are celebrating today. As I told the kids at Assembly, my name is James Michael Egan. There's some Irish heritage in my background, and I don't have anything on that's green. Nothing. I own nothing that's green. Lots of pinches from the kids because of that today. I want to thank the lower school teachers in particular for embracing the day, having lots of fun with kids around leprechauns and shenanigans and tomfoolery and things that were happening. Kids were running around asking all kinds of questions around leprechauns today. There was lots of green on campus, not only on kids and teachers, but also in the milk, in the toilets, from what I understand. It was really fun. Ask your kids about that. Something else that we did at Assembly today, we talked about it's Brain Awareness Week, right? So be aware of your brains, and this is something that's a big deal to us at Synapse with our Brainwave Learning Center in partnership with Stanford. That again was celebrated. And I'll come back to the Assembly at the end of this message, but I have some other important announcements. Another one in a week's time, a week from tomorrow, so not this Saturday, next Saturday, is our spring benefit, the annual party to celebrate Synapse, raise money for a funded need, and that's always, or has been, and it continues to be, around financial aid and assistance. So it's a big deal to our community, and our parents and our families and the school, that everyone comes, that we have a great time, and that we raise money for those in need, right? That's the big piece of the evening that we don't want to forget. You can still get tickets. Reach out to Sarah Hill, read the newsletter. It's Vegas themed. It should be really fun. It's gonna be in Sports House. A lot of activities. There's a group of parents who are part of the committee starting and carrying this to the finish line that you really want to be a part of what they have put together for us. I want to thank those parents for all that they've done working with Synapse, in particular Sarah Hill. That's going on. Constructivists is going on. I think rehearsals tonight in a few hours over in B2. So if you want to be in the band, it's not too late. Please come to Constructivists, get involved. Some other things that are happening. Admissions decisions went out this week for us. We sent out our decisions. We have heard back lots of wonderful things, but it's always a bit of an uneasy week for not only our team, Dana Story and KDA in the admissions office, but also for families, but that's going on. And then the other big piece is that our 8th graders have applied to high schools. They're hearing this afternoon. By the time you get this message, they may have heard. That's an exciting time for many, but it also can bring up some uneasiness, some stress. And so I'm going to go back to the Assembly to end my message. A big part of what we talked about today, and it was led by L1, by the kindergartners. They talked about their fairies and their fairies experiences, and what they learned through interactive lab and the process leading up to the lab and then the lab itself. How did the fairies who were getting uneasy in their situation, how did they, or how could they calm down? How do we help them calm down? They put out a suggestion box at lab, and in the box were suggestions on how a fairy could calm down. And they read, they did such a great job, the L1 kids. Oh my gosh. L1 parents asked them about the Assembly. They were so excited. And there was one slide that came from a letter, right, from the monks who came from Deer Park Monastery, who worked directly and studied directly under Thich Nhat Hanh. And the monks wrote a letter regarding emotions, difficult emotions, or when you're stressed out. And they said, a fairy, to the kids, a fairy is so beautiful until it's anxious, right? So a fairy is so beautiful without anxiety. What happens to your brain, the kids told us, when you get anxious, is you feel stressed and worried, you get hijacked, right? So the story they were trying to tell us, the L1 kids, was be aware of your emotions, be aware when you're anxious. When you're anxious, understand how you can calm down, what happens to your brain, and understand an anxious mind is not a beautiful mind. And I thought the L1 kids did as good a job as any adult could on articulating how to stay calm, why it's important scientifically from a brain perspective, and I think maybe more importantly as a community perspective. So as we continue to navigate things going on here in Silicon Valley, navigate the admissions week, navigate the high school application, or at this point, decision process, let's take a little tip from the L1 kids, right? And understand that you can do something about your anxiety, and you can do something about how you respond to those situations. Ask your kids about it, L1 parents, and all parents. I hope I get to see you next Saturday at the Spring Data Fit. Okay, have a great weekend.